Hello, everyone. I'm excited to welcome you today. Today's presentation is all about understanding when it might be time to let go of your crush. The title is 8 Clear Signs It's Time to Let Go of Your Crush. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore some key signs that can help you gain clarity and make the best decision for yourself. So, let's dive in and discover these important insights together. Having a crush can be such an exhilarating experience. Every small glance, every brief conversation, and even the tiniest hint of a connection can send waves of excitement through your body. It's almost like a rush of adrenaline that reminds us of the thrill of desire and just how beautiful human attraction can be. But at the same time, there's a darker side to it. When your feelings aren't reciprocated, what started as a joyful spark can sometimes turn into confusion, frustration, and even obsession. And recognizing when it's healthier to let go, that's not always easy. It can be really challenging, but it's crucial for our emotional well-being and for maintaining self-respect. That's why today, I want to share 8 signs that it might be time to move on from a crush. These signs will give us deeper insights into what they reveal about human behavior and relationships, and help us understand when holding on might do more harm than good. One of the clearest signs that someone isn't interested in you is when they hardly acknowledge your presence. If your crush barely notices you, struggles to remember your name, or just doesn't engage with you in a meaningful way, that's a pretty strong indicator. It's not just about forgetting details, it's about that lack of effort to connect. Now, why does this matter? Well, attention is actually the most basic form of human connection. When someone genuinely likes you, they naturally become more attentive, curious about you, and responsive to what you say or do. It's almost instinctive. They want to know more and be involved. And here's a little hidden truth. If you feel invisible to them, it's not because you're not worthy or interesting. It's simply that attraction isn't mutual. Sometimes, even if you're putting yourself out there, the feelings just aren't aligned on their end. Recognizing this can save you a lot of frustration and help you understand that it's not about your value, it's about their feelings. Let's talk about a common sign that things might not be as balanced as they seem. They never initiate conversations. Think about it. Are you always the one texting first, starting small talk, or trying to keep the communication going? If their responses are short, polite, and mechanical, that's a red flag. It indicates that the energy is pretty one-sided. Now, why does this matter? Well, genuine interest is always reciprocal. People who truly value your presence will make time to talk to you without you having to chase them or constantly be the one reaching out. And here's a hidden truth to keep in mind. If you're doing all the work, if you're carrying 100% of the effort, you're not actually in a relationship. Instead, you're caught in a waiting game, hoping they'll eventually put in some effort too. So, pay attention to who's initiating and how they respond. Those details reveal a lot about the true state of your connection. When someone keeps canceling plans or always has an excuse ready, it's a clear sign that your time isn't truly valued. Sometimes, when they say, something came up, it's actually just a way of saying, I don't really want to go. This pattern matters because reliability is the foundation of trust in any relationship. If someone isn't willing to spend time with you consistently, it's telling you where you stand. And here's a little secret. Those excuses aren't usually about being busy. More often, they reveal what their true priorities are. So keep this in mind. Repeated cancellations can be a red flag about how much someone genuinely cares. So, have you ever caught yourself helping someone with their assignments, running errands for them, or buying things just to get their approval? If so, it's important to recognize that this isn't genuine affection. Instead, it's a form of exploitation. Why does this matter? Because true attraction isn't about constantly proving your worth through favors or sacrifices. Real connection comes from being appreciated for who you are, not what you do for someone. And here's the hidden truth. If they only seem to like you because of what you do, like what you buy or how much you help, then you're being used, not loved. Genuine love values your true self, not just your usefulness. So at this stage, you might notice you're becoming obsessed. Maybe your friends are starting to get tired of hearing about your crush, or perhaps you're constantly checking their social media profiles. You might find yourself fantasizing about future encounters or creating all sorts of scenarios in your head. If any of this sounds familiar, it's a sign that you're slipping into obsession. Why does this matter? Because obsession can turn what is supposed to be a healthy attraction into something much more destructive. It can erode your confidence, make you doubt yourself, and drain your energy because you're fixated on something that you can't control. Here's the key point to remember. A healthy crush should excite you and bring joy, but an unhealthy one begins to control you. When your thoughts and actions are driven by obsession, it's a clear sign that things are heading in the wrong direction. Understanding this helps you keep your feelings in perspective and maintain your emotional well-being. You know, sometimes our friends see things that we might not notice ourselves. If they come to you and say that your crush is actually hurting you, it's important to believe them. Because honestly, their only goal is your well-being, not to judge or criticize. This is where external perspective really matters. It helps us break free from the illusion that we might be stuck in, especially when emotions can cloud our judgment. And here's the hidden truth. Sometimes love can be blind. We might overlook certain signs or red flags because we're so wrapped up in our feelings. That's when friends act like mirrors, giving us a clearer picture of what's really going on. So, keeping an open mind and listening to those who care about us can be a crucial step in moving forward. It's not always easy, but it's often necessary for our growth and happiness. Sometimes, the clearest sign that someone isn't right for us is when we see they're interested in someone else. It's really painful to watch your crush pursue another person, but the truth is, you can't force feelings that don't exist. Holding on to someone who's already interested in someone else only prolongs your pain and keeps you stuck. Remember, you deserve someone who actively chooses you, not someone you're waiting around for. Another important point is when you find out they're already in a relationship. At first, it might seem harmless to have a crush on someone who's taken, but emotionally investing in someone who's unavailable is a recipe for frustration. Building hope around something that's impossible only prevents you from finding real love with someone who's available and interested in you. And of course, respecting boundaries is crucial, not just for their dignity, but for your own. When you respect the fact that they're with someone else, it shows you value yourself and understand what healthy relationships look like. Recognizing these signs helps you stay true to yourself and keeps your focus on finding someone who genuinely wants to be with you. The final lesson I want to share with you today is about choosing yourself. Letting go of a crush doesn't mean you've failed in any way. In fact, it shows that you're brave enough to face reality and accept what is. Sometimes, the fantasy of being with someone can feel intoxicating, but it's important to remember that chasing that illusion can come at the cost of your self-esteem and peace of mind. Keep in mind that love can't be forced. Mutual attraction, on the other hand, is effortless. It flows naturally without exhaustion or constant effort. And your value isn't determined by whether someone notices you or not. By letting go of a dead-end crush, you're actually freeing yourself. You open the door to meet someone who truly sees you, appreciates you, and chooses you wholeheartedly, without hesitation. So, choosing yourself is ultimately about valuing your well-being and trusting that the right person will recognize your worth when the time is right.